When you think about the world's most successful people, what's their real secret? Is it some hidden talent, some magic formula? Well, more often than not, it's something way more fundamental, their daily routine.
Just think about those names for a second. Elon Musk, a titan of industry. Cristiano Ronaldo, a global sports icon. APJ Abdul Kalam, one of India's most beloved presidents. These legends, from completely different fields, are all connected by this one powerful thing: a meticulously crafted daily routine.
I'm guessing a lot of you watching have huge dreams, right? You know exactly what you want to achieve, but there's this gap. The real challenge is actually taking that first step, isn't it? How do you build the discipline you need when procrastination just always seems to win?
So, let's build this routine together, from the ground up. We're going to start with why it's your secret weapon. Then we'll dive into the 4 pillars of a perfect morning: how to win that afternoon battle, how to reset in the evening, and finally, how to prep for tomorrow with a solid night routine.
Okay, first things first, let's get to the core of this. Why is a routine so incredibly powerful? Because, this isn't really about managing your time, it's about managing your energy for peak mental performance.
Does this feel a little familiar? You dream of being disciplined, focused, productive. You set that 5 a.m. alarm, you've got this grand plan to study, work out, read a book. But what's the reality? You hit snooze, you start scrolling on your phone, you put things off, and suddenly, the whole day is gone. Trust me, you are not alone in this struggle. Here's a really great way to think about it. Your brain is just like a smartphone. Imagine you have dozens of apps running all at once, you never plug it in to recharge, and the storage is constantly full. What happens? It starts to lag, it hangs, and eventually, boom, it crashes. Your brain is no different. Without structure and rest, it just burns out.
A perfect schedule, without a doubt, begins with mastering your morning. So let's break down the perfect morning routine. It's built on 4 absolutely essential pillars.
Here they are. Wake up and reset, activate your body, hit a super focused study session, and then fuel up the right way. If you can get these 4 pillars right, you've already won the first half of your day. It's that simple.
So let's start by busting a huge myth, the whole 4 a.m. club thing. Look, forcing yourself awake that early without getting enough sleep is just counterproductive. Studies actually show it spikes cortisol, that's your stress hormone, and it just kills your focus. Instead, aim for the sweet spot, somewhere between 5:30 and 7 a.m. This way, you get your full 8 hours of sleep. You wake up to 0 distractions, and your brain is fully recharged. But here is where most students make a gigantic mistake. The very first thing they do when they wake up, they grab their phone. It seems harmless, right? But science shows that checking your phone first thing in the morning spikes that stress hormone cortisol, which directly harms your focus, your mood, and even your memory for the entire day. Instead, drink some water, stretch, maybe open a window and let some light in.
Okay, now for your morning study session. Your brain is at its sharpest, so this is when you tackle your toughest subject. If you have trouble focusing, you have got to try the Pomodoro method. It's how people like Elon Musk get so much done. It's simple: 50 minutes of intense, deep work, followed by a 10-minute break. But, and this is the most important part, during that break, do not touch your phone. Get up, stretch, look out the window. Give your brain a real rest, not more stimulation.
And finally, please don't underestimate pillar 4, breakfast and hydration. Skipping breakfast is like asking your brain to run on empty. And here's a fascinating little fact from scientific studies: the symptoms of dehydration and tiredness are almost identical. So the next time you're feeling lazy or unproductive, ask yourself, am I tired or am I just thirsty?
All right, you've conquered the morning, but now comes the afternoon, a time filled with lectures, tutorials, and, let's be honest, a notorious enemy, the afternoon slump. Let's talk about how to absolutely win this part of the day. So first off, you need to know that this is completely normal. Between about 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., our bodies have a natural biological dip in energy. Your attention starts to drift, you feel a little lazy. The trick isn't to fight it, it's to work with it. So if you're in class during this time, don't be a passive learner. Instead of just mindlessly copying what the teacher says, try writing notes in your own words. This forces your brain to actually process the information, which is a huge boost for memory. Ask questions. And after class, just take 2 minutes, that's it, to summarize what you just learned. This tiny habit makes revision so much easier later on. Now, your lunch choice is critical here. A heavy, oily meal, it diverts all your body's energy to digestion, which leads to that awful brain fog and sleepiness.
Instead, you've got to think like an elite athlete. Someone like Cristiano Ronaldo isn't fueling his body with junk. He's having a light, nutritious meal with protein and vegetables. And whatever you do, avoid sugary drinks. They give you a quick spike and then a massive crash.
So this all comes down to one simple idea. Match your task to your energy level. The afternoon is perfect for practical work, for active doing. Use this time to solve problems, create summaries, or write reports. Save that heavy, dense reading for when your mind is at its absolute peak.
Okay, after a full day of absorbing all that information, your brain's processing power is definitely running low. The evening is your time to recharge, to reset, and to consolidate everything you've learned.
Just remember, your focus in the evening is not going to be as sharp as it was in the morning, and that is perfectly okay. So don't try to tackle some difficult new concept. Instead, use this time to review the notes you took, practice some easy or medium-level questions, and, this is super important, plan your study goals for the next day. Having that clarity will make tomorrow incredibly productive.
And this brings us to something that so many students forget: the reset button. The most successful students do not study 24/7. They make time for hobbies and for fun. Whether it's sports or music or gaming, that downtime is essential. It's what prevents burnout and keeps you motivated for the long haul.
You know, everyone talks about the morning routine, but very few people focus on the night routine. And honestly, this is arguably the most important part of the entire day, because a great day always starts the night before.
I want you to really let this sink in. Sleep is not a waste of time. It's the phase where your brain processes everything from the day and stores it into your long-term memory. The kind of discipline that defined leaders like APJ Abdul Kalam wasn't just about working hard. It was about resting smart. So if you are skipping sleep, you are literally deleting your own hard work.
So here's a super simple rule to master your night. First, stop all your work and studying at least 1 hour before you plan to sleep. This gives your brain a clear signal that the day is over. Second, avoid all screens for at least 30 minutes before bed. And third, do a calming activity like reading a book, journaling, or listening to some slow music. This will dramatically improve the quality of your sleep.
Now, I know this might seem like a lot to take on all at once, but you don't have to be perfect overnight. What if you just committed to trying it for the next 30 days? Research shows that's a fantastic amount of time to start building a powerful, life-changing habit.
This routine isn't just about studying more. It's about creating a balanced system for your studies, your health, and your life. If you can follow it for just the next 30 days, I guarantee you will become more focused, more productive, and more disciplined. So, the final question is, are you ready to take the challenge?